Hello, world. My name is Akish Lord Mullins, and this is the Yak Report. Today, going to be reacting to a video that I found on the internet, on TikTok, that was posted by TikToker Daisy. That's Dazey. The video is about Forever 21's Black History Month display, where the TikToker believes that what Forever 21 is displaying for sale in honor of Black History Month in the African American community. She says that the microaggression, the racism is jumping. I've had it up to here. The problem that I have with her statement is that I don't see anything wrong with any of the clothing that Forever 21 has on display. I don't think that there is any stereotyping going on, any racism going on, or anything that is in any way trying to directly or indirectly harm the African American community in any way. What I do see here is someone who, I'm not saying that this is what she is trying to do, but what I'm saying is, looking at the video and from what I can see from the video, someone who is trying to make something out of nothing, which this is just what this woman did, but there are others out there who do the same thing or worse. What do I mean by this? Well, the video Daisy posted was on May the 2nd. It showed the Black History Month section of Forever 21, including a basketball shaped clutches, a pillow with a hair pick design, and shirts with drawings of black people with grills and chains on. When I saw the video, and mind you, this video has now to date had over 5.5 million views. And the only problem that I see with this video is, like I said, the fact that someone went into a store, seen a display, seen designs, and instead of appreciating the designs or instead of trying to find out what was going on and ask questions, you automatically do what most people nowadays do when they feel that they just have to be heard, want to be heard, need to be heard. Pull out your phone and not research. No, you pull out your phone and record and spread misinformation. What do I mean by the spread of misinformation and the fact that there are some people out there, no matter what community it is, some people just want to see the world burn. So the fact that there is actual proof that proves that Forever 21 was not, or was not trying to go out and disrespect the African American community, but in fact, they were working in collaboration with some African American designers that include Ron Bass, Henry R. Jones II, and Shay Anthony. And on a statement on Forever 21's website says that a portion of the proceeds from the collection will be shared with the artists as well as Forever 21's community partners. Now, we're going to get into this video. After viewing this video, seeing exactly what it is that this woman is having an issue with, and after we do that, we're going to discuss some comments that were made inside the comment section under this video, both for and against what this video is standing for, what this video is trying to represent. And by the end of this, well, we're all human, we're all different, we all have our own feelings and emotions that all need to be respected, but all feelings and emotions need to be respected. You respect my view, I respect your view, we respect everyone's view, because none of us will ever agree 100 or totally on anything. So with that being said, we're going to get into this video, look at these designs, and figure out what it is this woman was trying to say.
Forever 21, and I hit the corner. I was like, is this the Black History Month section? And kid you not, it is. And look at the pillow. What the on it? The motherfucking, it got grills and then the brown smiley face in the basketball. The microaggression, the racism is jumping. 4C Queen. I've had it up to here.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you now see what it is that I mean by this video? She goes into Forever 21, see that they have an African American section where they are honoring the African American community. And she's angry because all of the depictions that are on all of the items represent the African American community. Because the last time I checked, the African American community, us descendants of slavery, we're not like any other community who have actual real symbols and traditions that they can use to represent their people, their culture, and their community. We don't. What we have is what we adopted and what we think we know to try to create something else. Like, for instance, there are those of us who don't believe in Christmas, don't celebrate Christmas, but still wanted to be festive and be a part of the festivities at the end of the year. So what did they do? They went and created Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is our symbol or representation of Christmas. No matter what you want to call Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa is just a different adaptation of Christmas. Why? Because if there was no Christmas, there would be no Kwanzaa. I'm saying this to go back to all these depictions that she is complaining about, that we're going to go through this video again, and we're going to see and break down one by one on this is not stereotyping. It can kind of sort of fall under the lines of it, but Hicks, when it comes to Black History Month, Black Power, be honest with yourself. The first thing comes to your mind is the fist or the fist with the pick. Everyone knows about the fist with the pick on it. I mean, the pick with the fist on it. You have a shirt with a woman with curly hair, 4C hair. You women been walking around talking about 4C hair for the longest now that people are finally starting to acknowledge your 4C hair. They acknowledged it by putting it on a shirt for you to wear to let everyone know about your 4C hair. But to you,
Y'all, we at Forever 21, and I hit the corner. I was like,
see this? This is a rug, okay? A rug. That rug at the top is a rug of a brown smiley face. You know, the same brown smiley face you can use on your cell phone, you can use on social media if you choose to change the color of the smiley face to whichever tone you want to use. So again, racism? No, not racism.
I was like, is this the Black History Month section? And kid you not, it is. And look at the pillow.
Look at this pillow. This pillow right here, to me, is filled with a bunch of symbolism. If I had it in my face, I bet you all of those little places where the text is probably have a lot of inspiring messages and everything on it. You have the peace symbol right there. Everybody know what the peace symbol is. You have the smiley face with the love right there. You see the pic. What I see on this pillow is nothing but a bunch of representation, a bunch of icons, a bunch of things that tell a story, that represent what it is, that represents different points in times of our history. This is what I see here, because like I said, I know what that pic is. Why did that particular artist use that? I don't know. You can see this as art or you can see this as clothes. Me, I wouldn't purchase none of this stuff. I'm not the clientele for it. But as an artist, I can appreciate someone's art and I can appreciate the work that they put into creating this art. Because if you see, if I'm not mistaken, is that Africa right there? I don't know. I would have to get it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this one right here, it may be a little off with the green screen because the picture of the color of the sweatshirt is the color of the green screen. Why? I don't know. That's the color that the artist or Forever 21 chose to go with when they decided to go with this design. It's the color of a green screen. But I will tell you this, you can now see even better the picture that is here. Again, I don't see any racism. I see art here. I see representation. I see symbolisms, not representation. I don't know why they keep coming out. Symbols and symbolism inside of this art right here. Again, you see the peace sign. You see them dressed as Africans. Like I don't get it.
And they got grills.
And when you say got chains on and got grills, to me, even how they have the chains and the grills on, outside of the grills, I can't speak on how legitimate, or is it legitimate, or is it true, or can it be found if they did it back then to have. I've never learned in school that Africans had in ancient times had grills in their mouth. I don't know, haven't heard anything about that. But these chains around the neck does not look like slavery chains, does not look like chains that we wear now around our necks or in music videos or anything like that. Those right there look like the things that you would see in some of the old African videos when they were from back in the day. And again, the peace symbol. I don't see any racism. I see that you're trying to make this a racist issue, but it is not. Again, you have a problem because you're in Forever 21's African American section where they're honoring the African American community in collaboration with African American artists. That once the merchandise is sold, the proceeds will be split between Forever 21, the artist, and all the other partners, I'm assuming, because I didn't dig that deep into Forever 21's situation with their partners, all whatever other partners that may be connected to the African American community also get a portion of that money. But in the middle of all of that, I said African American artists working in collaboration with Forever 21 who will also get proceeds from their work. With these artists getting the proceeds from their work by working with Forever 21 on this collection right here, well, they would make more money than if they were just being an artist out there trying to sell their art. Have you ever heard of a starving artist? Most artists die without ever making any amount of money. You know who wound up making all the money the artist could have made when the artist was alive? Whoever ends up with the artist's original work. Not the artist, not the artist's family, whoever ended up with that artist's original work. So by them making deals right now with Forever 21, and then when it's all said and done, everybody getting a split and everybody winning the way that it should be done, unlike the situation that Black Lives Matter and Patrisse Cullors are finding themselves in. When Black Lives Matter went out and said they were doing something for the Black and African American community, they were fighting for men's rights and fighting because men are being shot down by police in the streets. And we need this money to help the Black man and to help these people and to help the Black community. And they did nothing but to enrich themselves and their family and friends. That's not what Forever 21 is doing. Forever 21 point blank just told you a portion of proceeds from the collection is shared with the artists and the community partner. Black Lives Matter didn't do that. Forever 21 is doing that. And instead of you going and making, because this right here, what you did with this, take this from there, because this is imaginary. There is no crime here. Take this to Black Lives Matter. There's crime there. Forever 21 is helping. Black Lives Matter is not. And some of the comments under the video is just gets laughable. So we seen the grills and the chain. It says the grills and chains were out of pocket for sure. One user said, it's not that they don't want representation. This is all just racial stereotypes. Intent was good, but the execution is giving racism more than anything else. Me, I disagree with all of those statements right there. Because again, that's why I said that I'm not just talking about this woman, because there are others out there who think and feel the same way this woman do about this situation. There are those out there in my community who will get angry about anyone outside or inside of the community who don't agree with them or don't see things in the way that they see it, and automatically jump off and say anything is racist. This is not racist. Like I said, the grills and chains were out of pocket for sure. I don't see where grills and chains are being out of pocket. First of all, they were tastefully and nicely done. I appreciate this art right here because I'm looking at it as for what it is. This is art. You see those grills? Those grills are in there. Everything is symmetric. Everything is together. Nothing is out of place. Nothing feels out of place. The way the grills and the chains are on this man and this woman in this picture right here shows me that when the artist came up with the design, they were trying to blend the past with the present. That's what I'm seeing. But what you see when you look at this is what you see when you look at yourself. And it's high time all of us start to realize that. The other one says that it's not that they don't want representation. This is all just racial stereotypes. Again, I don't see any racial stereotypes here. All of this work was done by African American artists with representation of all things that represent the African American community on both sides, with the male and the female. Like this one right here, like I said earlier, this is art. If you look at the color of the sweater, you look at the complexion of the woman against the color of the sweater. Look at her hair. Now look at the woman in her hair and the color of the sweater. And now read the words and put it all together. Because to me, I'm looking at this right now. Just me looking at it, I can see a lot of different things. But one thing I'm seeing right now is, maybe it's just me, but I see a tree. But that's what art is supposed to make you do. The last one said intent was good, but the execution is giving racism more than anything else. And I'm gonna say this again, there was no racism here. There is no racism here. All of these things represent our community. Every image, even the colors, represent our community. What Forever 21 did in conjunction with these artists was tasteful. not tasteless, is a celebration and not to tear anyone down, to give back and not to take away. There's someone else who left a comment on there. They wrote, I work there and the artists are black. That's a whole backstory as to why the section is even there. Y'all be mad for nothing. I agree with this. African Americans, descendants of slavery, it is high time that we take our power back away from people who will use it for their own political and financial gain. It is time that we take our power back and stop allowing them to weaponize our pain to use against us whenever they see fit. That includes those who also appear to look like us who aren't us. Because, yes, as this person stated, we be mad over nothing. Like I said, the slightest thing. Just because the person is not an African American, let that person say anything that we don't agree with, and they're a racist. They're labeled a racist. They're labeled the scum of the earth. It's because they didn't believe what we believe, think what we think, feel how we feel, or because they just said no. Another commenter said, Ron Bass made these. He's a black creator. The smiling face is like his logo. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in the 21st century. This is the year 2022. There is no reason for anyone to walk around being illiterate or not knowing of anything when you walk around every day with a computer, an actual miniature small computer in your pocket that you can take out and research what it is you need to research and understand that there was no racism here. And on top of that, you kept pointing out how bad and how mad you was about the little smiley face brown logo. And just to find out that this is this man Ron Bass's logo. So you're disrespecting a brother from your community, our community, just because you wanted to get these 5.5 million views. Another commenter said, I'm actually proud of them for being able to display their art somewhere as big as Forever 21, but I am not proud of what they were forced to put forward. That's a comment that I don't agree with. I agree with the first part, because as I said, that's just a watered down version of what I said earlier about how artists are starving artists until they pass away, and whoever get it and start selling it, that's when it starts appreciating. But the fact that you say that what they were forced to put forward, nobody is forced to do anything. And I'm getting tired of everybody keeps saying that someone forced you to do this or forced you to do that. The only way someone can force you to do something is if they are putting your life in danger, if they are putting the life of someone you love in danger. That is forcing someone to do something. But if you present something to me and I say, I don't want that, I want something else, and you buckle and not want to push what you feel is right in order to give what you think they will like, that's not their fault, that's your fault. But no one forced them to release this stuff. There is nothing wrong with what they released. But there is something wrong with all of you always wanting to find fault and find racism where there is none in this situation. There was fault and racism in BLM and Black Lives Matter, and it still is to this day, as you can see if you just Google the internet. There's also fault in what happened this past weekend when on Saturday you have what they're trying to say a man who driven crazy by COVID went and drove and shot up a supermarket filled with African Americans. You see there are videos out there of this man walking past a white man who was on the ground fearing for his life, and he clearly said, no, you're good, you're white, I don't want you, kept it moving. That is clear and blatant racism. What he did was clear and blatant racism, terrorism, everything under the sun you can think of and imagine. That's what you should be pushing. That's what you should be angry with. That's what we all should be angry with. And we all should be asking, where is our anti-black hate bill? Where is our anti-descendant of slavery hate bill? No. You're whining, complaining, and trying to make big something that is so small and not even small, something that is so insignificant. because Forever 21 partnered. Or is it this? In your mind, Forever 21 is a white company who partnered with some African American artists to put out work, clothing, merchandise in honor of African American in the community to raise money for the different programs, I'm assuming, for the African American community. Nah, they the evil, they the devil. They're doing something to create it and give it away. While those who pretended to be us and look like us, fight for us, yeah, you know, the ones who created and controlled Black Lives Matter, they went and profited off of the pain of mothers, fathers, daughters, and sons. And they didn't give back to the community or to the family or fight to get a bill to really protect us. No, they used the funds to enrich themselves. It's time for us to put these words down that are meaningless and start looking at things for what they really are. These words are here to keep us separated and to keep us fighting. The real races and the real issues are, but everyone out there, you're going to have to come up with your own conclusions, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. At the end of the day, that's still up to you. That's still your opinion and your feelings. Yes, we acknowledge your feelings. Yes, we acknowledge your opinions. But we also expect for you to acknowledge and address ours as well. Whether you agree or disagree that Forever 21 was being racist, or let me see the proper word, was perpetuating racist stereotypes, again, that's up to you and your interpretation. To me, I don't think so. Everything that I've seen is a representation of something in the African American community. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm Patrisse Cullors Mullins, and this is the Yak Report.